This is Sheriff Spotlight with the Rockingham County Sheriff's Office, highlighting the office and deputies dedicated to providing law enforcement services and maintaining the trust and support of Rockingham County citizens, all while keeping neighborhoods and communities safe.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning in to Sheriff's Spotlight with the Rockingham County Sheriff's Office. I'm your Public Information Officer for the Rockingham County Sheriff's Office, Kevin Southard, and in the studio with me today is Rockingham County Sheriff Sam Page. Sheriff, good morning to you.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
A lot of stuff to talk about on this episode, so let's jump right in. The big topic, obviously, on everyone's mind right now is COVID-19 and the effects that it's having on our communities. Now, let's start off at I know you get briefed from the federal, state, and local levels. Let's start at the federal level, some of the information that you received with regards to COVID-19.
Well, as you know, the first part of March, the President declared a federal declaration as far as a state of emergency dealing with the COVID-19 situation we have, virus in our country. And then also, following that, the governor of North Carolina, Roy Cooper, also did a state of emergency. And then, of course, I think on the 13th of March, the county, our representatives from the county government, our county commissioners, entered a state of emergency. And basically what that does is that down the road, if we have to ask for reimbursement or anything that ties in with the COVID-19, that there's potential for the federal dollars to come down to the state and local to cover expenses.
Right. So it gives us some added protection, some added funding.
It does.
Okay.
It does. It does. But the big thing on everybody's mind right now is, what can we do? I'll just tell you right now. We've been listening to the president's briefings and also some federal briefings for a couple of weeks now, regularly, in daytime and evening. We've also had briefings daily at the local level with our county manager and the key staff within county government have been having some local meetings. And then, of course, the governor has been conducting regular briefings. Yesterday, there were 86 sheriffs, I believe, on the line yesterday listening to the governor, and we had some questions that we had submitted, but we were listening to the governor and his comments on updates, and that right now we have an updated order that actually goes into effect today, and I just want to kind of go to that if I can.
Yeah, absolutely.
The governor, under state of emergency, has got an updated executive order, and basically it restricts certain things, and I'll just go right to that. Effective at 5 p.m. today, Wednesday, March 25th, 2020, says let's see. In addition to the restrictions on mass gatherings identified in Executive Order 117, the entertainment facilities within a retail or dining component are ordered to close at 5 p.m. Wednesday, March 25th, 2020, though any retail or dining component may operate within that establishment solely for that purpose. So any dining facility may operate only within the restrictions for restaurants that is set out in Executive Order 118, which means these facilities can still prepare the takeout. You can't eat in an establishment, you can't eat outside the establishment, but you can do a takeout. So first thing I'm going to say is please support your local restaurants that are doing the takeout. Please support them. It's very important because we want to get through this event. We don't know how many weeks it's going to be, or months, but we want to make sure that we support our local businesses, okay, so that after we get through this, we can begin back at business as usual.
Right.
So definitely, we've been, I'll cook very little,
right.
So I do a lot of takeout, so
right.
I'm visiting all over the county and stuff like this. Bingo. Here's some places that will have to be shutting down. Bingo parlors, including bingo sites operated by charitable organizations, bowling alleys, indoor exercise facilities, which includes gyms, yoga studios, martial art facilities, indoor trampoline, and rock climbing facilities, health clubs, indoor, outdoor pools, live performance venues, movie theaters, skating rinks, spas, gaming and business establishments which allow gaming activities such as video poker gaming, sweepstakes, video games, arcade games, pinball machines, or other computer, electronic, mechanical devices played for amusement. And of course, in Rockingham County, we don't have any of our video sweepstakes facilities operating at this time.
And we'll get to that later on in the show. Yeah.
In addition, because the ability to practice the social distancing necessary to reasonably protect against COVID-19 is significantly reduced in certain establishments where individuals are in close proximity for extended periods of time, or service personnel are in direct contact with clients. Personal care and grooming businesses, including but not limited to the following, are also ordered to close. So under the governor's directive, barbershops, beauty salons, including waxing and hair removal centers, hair salons, nail salons, manicure, pedicure providers, massage parlors, tattoo parlors, and stuff like that, are also directed to close. That's effective at 5 o'clock today. And so that's some things to be concerned about. Also, one thing also we noted was the first, under the first declaration, it said no mass gatherings of more than 100 people. Now that's gone down to 50. I think the president has recommended no more than 10.
Right.
But at the state, a current directive or executive order, it says no more than 50 gathering.
And it's important to note that under the governor's executive order, violation of that is an arrestable offense. Yes, class 2 misdemeanor.
So I think you got to go back to the whole purpose in this is to protect yourself, protect your family, and protect persons that are vulnerable to this virus, which a lot of times are real young or as seniors.
Right.
So we want to make sure that we protect and look out for each other. In Rockingham County, as of today, I'm not aware of any identifiable person that has been identified with COVID-19.
Right. Okay.
And that's what I understand from the health department is no case has been identified in Rockingham County. However, there have been cases identified in Guilford, Forsyth, I think Danville,
Like Alamance now.
and Alamance, but right now not in Rockingham County. So what we want to do is we want to continue to practice these directives, the executive orders that the governor's put out to protect our citizens, to protect one another. And rest assured, you're still going to have law enforcement and public safety response. I want to be very clear on that. If you need, if I can just kind of roll into that, we've had to alter some of our operating procedures. But if you need law enforcement presence and response to your home or to where your business or wherever you're at, you just call that one number, 911. If you have an administrative issue or question or concern that doesn't require a law enforcement response, you can call our non-emergency number at 336-634-3232. That's staff duty, and either a supervisor or staff duty will try to answer your question. If you need a report accomplished where it doesn't require the deputies to respond for face-to-face contact, those reports can be taken. We're going to be taking those over the phone to reduce that contact. Like I said, we're trying to do social distancing too because our first responders are important. Our medical first responders, our law enforcement first responders, our fire first responders. It's very important that we keep those persons healthy. And being able to respond to the needs of the community when they need that,
right.
if they need it.
Right.
So that's why we're doing the social distancing. We're changing our protocols and procedures just a little bit. But rest assured, if you need law enforcement response, I had a guy the other day said something about law enforcement not responding. If you need law enforcement response, physical presence at your location, call 911.
Right, exactly.
Okay? Anything else, a non-emergency, administrative question or concern, you can call our non-emergency number at 634-3232. At the staff duty, it's manned 24/7. Now that's as far as law enforcement response in those conversations. Now let's go back. Let's go back to the sheriff's office. When you come to the sheriff's office, when you come to the governmental center, when you come to the governmental center or the courthouse, you're going to see some signage up there, and basically it says that if you, it's in Spanish and English also, but if you exhibit any of the symptoms of COVID-19 like this, fever,
cough,
coughing, flu-like symptoms, something like this, it asks you to please stop, call the number on the board, and we'll try to help you and stuff like this, because we're trying to not bring anybody that might have the symptoms or flu symptoms into the facility, because we're trying not to spread any virus.
Right.
We're trying to protect everybody.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, there have been some other changes to our operating procedures,
Right.
and we'll go into that. Also, I've been asked a number of times, and I know you have as well, about court proceedings and stuff like that during this time. I think it's important to note.
If you want to elaborate, there are some court proceedings that have been continued.
Right.
If you want to talk about that a little bit.
Well, the main thing is any emergency kind of court proceeding that needs to go on, like first appearances for new arrestees,
Protective
orders for domestic violence, and so on and so forth.
Child custody,
Child
emergency
custody,
orders, working with DSS.
Exactly. These kind of things are still being heard, but the general district court, superior court dockets have been put on hold and they're being rescheduled. So if you've got a case in district court or pending in superior court,
Check with your attorney by phone.
check with your attorney or call the clerk of court and see if that's been rescheduled to a new date.
And what you just said, call the clerk of court.
Right. Call the clerk of court and get your new court date if they've already now. Be patient as they're, rescheduling everything and stuff. They may not have your new court dates yet, but they can give you the information that you need.
Everyone needs to remember one thing is we're going through a situation now in Rockingham County and across the state and across America that we don't deal with every day.
It's unprecedented.
So what we're doing is we're trying to accommodate. We're trying to be smart about our operations. Key thing, we're trying to protect the public, protect our first responders, protect the persons that keep their operation going, okay? And rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, we're here for you. Your government, whether it be in the cities, in Rockingham County, Madison, Madan, Eden, Reeves, Stoneville, and Wentworth, they're here for you. They are working every day to make sure we continue our operations and stuff. And our law enforcement and first responders are out here to making sure that you're safe. If you see me at a business or something like this, I may be keeping my 6 foot distance, but I'm trying to stay well so I can continue to serve you, and others are also. So don't take anything personal. We're here to serve and protect our citizens every day, and we're here for you, and we're going to make sure we get through this. We are going to get through this.
Absolutely.
And I was listening to the presidential briefing last night. I was listening to the head of the who's dealing with the disease control and stuff like this for working
CDC.
with the president. The gentleman that works with the president and stuff like this. I can't remember his name.
Attorney General.
No, it was the Surgeon General.
Surgeon General. I'm sorry, Surgeon General.
I was listening to their conversations, but again, if we'll go back to the recommendations of the 15 days, basically, if you don't have to be out, be at home. Take advantage of this time to be with your families and rekindle some of that distance. And in our busy day-and-day lives that we have up until this point, we go a lot, and we're probably not used to being so close. But again, this is a great time for family to reunite and have those conversations, and again, love one another and stuff like this. And think about this: helping, looking after your family is also helping looking out for other people too.
Yeah, we're all in this together.
We are totally all in this together.
Yes.
But rest assured, we in public safety, I as your sheriff, we're out here fighting for you every day to make sure you're safe, you're protected.
Now, we took a few more steps to help try to mitigate exposure to COVID-19 here at the Sheriff's Office. Internally.
Okay.
One of the most frequently asked questions that I have besides the court dates is, are we still accepting purchase permits for firearms and concealed carry permits?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to be very clear. If you have gone through your carry conceal class and you're interested in getting your carry conceal permit, I think we do. Our permits or applications are taken Tuesday through Thursday from
9 to 3:30.
9 to 3:30. I want to make sure I got that right. From 9 to 3:30, that's your carry conceal permits. And if you're interested in getting your purchase permits, you can apply. You can apply online. You'll still have to come by and sign off a waiver. But the point is you can still apply for carry conceal permits and purchase permits in Rockingham County. Now, I will tell you that I've noticed that in the past few months, compared to last year, this year, we've seen a slight uptick in the purchase permits and the carry conceal permits.
Sure, yeah.
There are a lot of sales. And I understand talking with some private businesses, sales are up. But if you're interested in getting your carry conceal permit in Rockingham County, your purchase permit, by all means, you can come by the Rockingham County Sheriff's Office Records Division to file your application. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. Now, fingerprinting services. Tell us about that.
Let me just say this: if you need fingerprinting service, we're still going to conduct fingerprint service for mandated requirements. So state mandated requirements, we'll still continue those fingerprinting services. But any others, we're trying to back off from, and basically, again, limit the amount of persons that come into the facility. But we are still doing those fingerprinting service for state mandated requirements. And also, again, the carry, conceal, and purchase permits for firearms and stuff like that.
And as mitigated for the sex offender registration.
And the sex offender registry, absolutely, which is state mandated.
Right.
So, we're still doing those operations and stuff like that.
Detention center visitation.
Yes, we have what's called video visitation, where persons can come in to see their loved ones by appointment. In the sheriff's office, we have a section just out from the lobby where people can go in the booths and everything like this. Because of the COVID-19 concerns and stuff like this, and the close proximity, we're discontinuing the video visitation at this point. However, if you want to stay in touch with your loved one, they still can make the phone calls to their family members. You can still contact the jail at 634-323-6, and you can inquire about computer access, because you can also do home wave and contact from home, and also Paytel, which is one of our phone providers. They've indicated that they are going, during this period, they're also going to provide for our inmates an opportunity for a free phone call. I think one every 7 days. For our inmates. I just got notification on that yesterday.
Yeah.
So we want to thank Paytel for what they're doing to help us to also help our inmates connect to their families.
Right.
So it's a good deal.
And we appreciate everybody's support and understanding.
Absolutely.
During
Absolutely.
this time.
I want to reach out and say another thing. I want to thank all of our businesses out here, and our grocery stores. A lot of times people don't think about the grocery stores. They don't think about like the Walmarts and stuff like that, and our different grocery store services. Our food lines and all the different other buy rights and all these different food services out here. But at these times, it's really important. So again, we thank all the workers that are going out there and doing the work, making sure those stores are stocked, making sure food supply is good to go.
A lot of times we take that stuff for granted.
You do.
And now we're seeing, what effort and all goes into making sure those shelves are stocked, and how the stuff gets there. And so
you don't think about it until you think about it.
Right, exactly.
And also, I was talking with a representative from Walmart yesterday that persons have been displaced because of the current situation on these orders and stuff, where they've lost their job, stuff like this, and they're looking for work opportunities. Go online to Walmart. They're doing some quick hires, so that's a possibility of something like this. But again, I just want to thank all of our retailers for what they do, and then there are other services out here. You still got your garages, you still got your other important, essential businesses out here that are operating stuff like this. We thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank all of our businesses in Rockingham County.
Absolutely. Now, Community Watch meetings are suspended for the next 30 days.
We have suspended our Community Watch meetings out in our community. Yes, sir. Until further notice.
Right. Let's see. We've already talked about the records division, and the main office will operate as usual. Be a good neighbor.
Absolutely. And I want to reiterate this. Like I said, the governor's executive order now says no mass gatherings of 50 or more than 50 people. Of course, we want to encourage persons to stay in small groups.
Right.
The president has encouraged 10 or less and something like this. But we encourage you to keep a distance, because what you're doing is you're helping protect yourself and others. And again, we want to flatten that situation where people are getting sick across the state or across the country. We want to flatten those numbers and stuff and get those down and stuff like this. And the best way to do it is the social distancing and stuff like this. And it's not personal. I love everybody, but I'm a very I'll tell you, the hardest thing for me to do is to go into a business and not shake everybody's hand. I love to greet people. I love to talk to people. But during this time, we're going to have some social distancing to protect ourselves, our families, and one another and stuff. But in the very end, it's going to be worthwhile, because it's going to make a difference.
Right.
And so
it may not necessarily be about you. It may be who you might transfer the disease to. If you did catch it, you may have mild symptoms, but you may come in contact with somebody that's more in the at-risk population, and they may have a much tougher time with it.
Well, here's something else I'm going to ask of everyone in Rockingham County. Is I think we've got nearly 450 churches, or pretty close to it. It might be more now. Churches across Rockingham County. But I'm going to ask you to do this. If you've got persons that fall in these categories, particularly our shut-ins or our seniors and stuff like this, get you a phone list. Get you a phone list of our seniors and make that call. I call my mom every day. Check on them. Make sure that they have what they need. If you need to bring something, drop it at the doorstep. Meals on Wheels, Meals on Wheels is operating right now, but if you want to do your own kind of Meals on Wheels and stuff and help them out, make sure they've got plenty to eat, plenty of food, water, and necessities at their homes, okay? check on them every day, make those phone calls. It's very important. Let's show our seniors that we care, and make sure we check on them daily. So I appeal to all the churches and any other persons. If you know someone that lives alone, that's kind of a shut-in situation and stuff during these times, because isolation is tough, man.
Right.
And when you're sitting there watching the TV all day, that's okay, but it's not the same thing as having that phone contact or that personal contact. But make sure that you call your seniors and your shut-ins, persons that are shut in, or persons that may need access and can't get out, don't have transportation services. Make sure you check on those persons daily. Most people have phones, so check on them daily to make sure they've got what they need, and that's going to go a long way too. Again, we're looking out for one another. We care about one another. We care about all. Rockingham County, we're all family here. Right. So let's look out for our family. That's all I'm saying. Right. That's my challenge to you.
Again, we're all in it together. Now let's talk about the Warrant Service Officer Program. Brand new program here to the state of North Carolina. First to be implemented here at Rockingham County Sheriff's Office in the detention facility. Tell us about that.
Well, for about 10 years now, I've been working with sheriffs across the country through the National Sheriff's Association, working with sheriffs across the state of North Carolina as it deals with working with immigrations. And also, I've made those contacts with Border Patrol and stuff like this, because what I wanted to see is where all the human trafficking and the drug trafficking, where's that originating from? So I started on this about 10 years ago, and things have developed. And working, you hear a lot of conversation about some jurisdictions, some sanctuary jurisdictions not working with ICE. Well, we do work with ICE, and there are a lot of sheriffs in North Carolina that currently work with our ICE officials and stuff like this. But a program was developed, and we've been working on this about 3 years, but primarily down in Florida, in Pinellas County, the sheriff down there and his staff, working with the National Sheriff's Association and the Border Security and Immigration Committee, have worked together and developed a program called the Warrant Service Officer Program. And basically what it is currently here, if we have a person that's criminally charged, that's in our jail, that's determined to be illegal in the country, key word, in our jail, criminally charged, illegal in the country, then we notify the ICE officials. And generally what they do is they issue a detainer, federal detainer, with an administrative warrant. Now, what that is a request to hold that person when they're finished with all their charges and all their requirements here in our jurisdiction to notify ICE, and they have 48 hours to come get them. With the Warrant Service Officer Program, what it means is our detention staff, a lot of our supervisors, about 10 of them, went through training a couple weeks ago. And we pushed this out. I did a little news push out on this. But basically what they can do now is when a person comes into our jail, they can actually serve that administrative warrant at the appropriate time on that person that's criminally charged illegally in our jail, and they can notify ICE, and then at that time that person becomes in federal custody, and that person, ICE is notified, and they still have 48 hours to come get them. Now, if they don't pick them up in 48 hours, we have to release that person by law.
Right.
But now my deputies are quasi-sworn to serve those federal papers, those administrative warrants, and connect those persons directly to ICE to pick up from our jail, which means, and I've always believed this, personally, is that any criminal offender that's out in the community, if you can remove them from the community, it makes your community safer. And in this situation where persons are criminally charged illegal in our country, if we can identify those persons, connect them to ICE, and remove them from our country, it makes our country safer and our community safer. So it's about public safety.
Now that we've talked about what the program is, let's talk about what it isn't.
Okay.
These warrant service officers only serve administrative warrants there within the confines of the jail.
That's right.
These criminal illegal aliens have self-identified.
Through arrest.
Through arrest. It is not something where they'll be going out into the community and making arrests.
That's correct.
Or anything like that. So it's, I just want to put that out there because that's one of the questions that we get.
One thing that we've seen in some parts of the country is some sheriffs are not honoring federal detainers, and persons are getting released back out into the community. And a lot of times these persons that are illegally in the country, that are involved in criminal activity, not only do they victimize the citizens within our communities, but they also victimize people within their own community.
Right.
With their own immigrant community.
Right.
So we want to make sure that we do what's proper to make sure that we make sure what's safe. We were doing what's about public safety and protecting our citizens and our immigrant population from these persons.
And I know you've said it before with regards to the immigrant population, if they need law enforcement services, call. Yeah, I mean, we don't ask for your citizenship status.
That's exactly right.
Help.
If you need help, you need support, regardless of who you are, where you come from, or whatever your status is. If you need law enforcement service, all you got to do is call one number. If you need a law enforcement officer, it's 911.
Absolutely. All right, now an update on the gaming establishments here in Rockingham County. Give us a little background on that with the remainder of our show here, where we're at with all of that.
Several weeks ago, we gave about a 30-day notice to all video gaming organizations in Rockingham County, which includes Madison, Marietta, Eden, Reedsville, Stoneville, Wentworth. We gave notification that as of a certain date, I believe it was March 4th, that we were going to investigate, and if you were in not compliance with the law and in violation of the gambling laws, that we would move toward prosecution. Mm-hmm. And we did get to the date, March 4th. All the facilities in the county closed down except for one. We continued our investigation with that one. We were able to make charges on that business, and at this time, my understanding, all video gaming businesses in Rockingham County, or casinos, are closed down across the county. Mm-hmm. Which is also in compliance with what the governor put out.
And you can check us out on Facebook there. The original news release along with the letter is there. And it tells, there's a number of things that would make one of these establishments not in compliance with the law, but I think the main one is the payout of money.
Yeah. Well, somebody asked me one day, they said, what machines are legal? So let me explain something to you. If you go to any business, this is before we finished, we did close out, if you go to any business and they're paying out cash when you win, that's a violation.
That's a violation.
And it's called gambling.
Exactly.
And the thing is, not only under this law, not only a client or customer, an employee, and the owner operator of the business all could be in violation. So again, we were focused on the owner operators to shut those businesses down, and we did. There was a big request for a lot of people in the public were asking when we're going to close these businesses down, and we made our promise. We followed the law, and we did just that. And I want to commend all the local police chiefs and all the local governments for working together with us, supporting us on these efforts and stuff.
District Attorney?
I know and our District Attorney, Jason Ramey, let me tell you, I almost left him.
Behind us, yeah.
We want to thank Jason Ramey, our District Attorney. He does a great job during this time. Right now, what we're in right now, he's working with us tremendously and stuff, but again, can't forget our District Attorney, Jason Ramey.
Right.
I do want to reiterate to everyone, I'm about ready to finish up right now, is we're in an unusual time in America. We're in an unusual time here in our state and our county, but we're asking you to work with us, watch your local TV, watch your broadcast here on the internet and stuff like this. Watch this podcast and listen to this. We're all family. We all care about each other. We will get through this, but we've got to work together. Keep your social distancing. It's not personal, but keep your social distancing. Protect yourself, your family, and one another. We care about each and everybody out here in Rockingham County. We love you, but we want to get through this. We want to get through this as soon as possible. Got to get those numbers down, and I hope we never have any case of anybody contracting, COVID-19 here in Rockingham County. But if we do, we're going to continue these countermeasures to make sure. And we're working with our local health department, and we want to thank them so much, and our state health department, State Health Services, Department of Health and Human Services, what they're doing to help us make our communities above and beyond. So again, thank everybody for this concerted effort to make our community safe. And again, we appreciate everybody. You call us if you need us. We're here for you.
And thanks for tuning in to Sheriff Spotlight. We'll talk to you again next month.